Okay, so last night on Wednesday, October the 10th at approximately 9:35 p.m., our officers were dispatched to the area of Park Street and East Division Street regarding a shooting. There were several other calls via 911 center to reports to shots fired in that particular area. While officers were en route to the scene, the dispatcher advised them that a victim was being transported to St. Joseph's Hospital in a personal vehicle. Officers then responded to the scene and the hospital. The victim, James Springer III, 12 years old, was suffering from a gunshot wound to the abdomen area. He was then transported to Upstate University Hospital via ambulance for additional treatment. Springer was rushed into surgery, but unfortunately died from his injuries a short time later. Just shy of 3 a.m. this morning. A 33-year-old female also sustained a minor gunshot wound to the abdomen area. Her injuries are not life-threatening. It appears that both victims were in the 100 block of John Street when they were shot. Detectives have been investigating the incident throughout the night and are continuing to work on it. So at this time, I'd like to ask if anyone is out there that has any information regarding this shooting, if you could please contact us at 315-442-5222. That's our tips line, and our homicide line at area code 315-442-5223. You can also use our anonymous tips app, and at this point I'll turn it over to the mayor.
One of the things that Chief talked about, I think last week, you guys were also together down in Midland. It seems as though, and I talked about his frustration, it seems as though you'd think that the Midland thing would be a tipping point, then you'd think another shooting. I mean, at what point do we actually reach a level where people just have to, take drastic measures to stop these things?
One homicide is too many in this city. I hit the tipping point at number 1. And so this is yet another example of the fact that enough is enough. One additional homicide is one too many more. So I hit the tipping point a long time ago, and I think the community has as well. And we're going to.
City of Syracuse, here we are again. I've talked to numerous people this morning. Hearts broken, hearing people crying on the phone, wondering what's going on and what can we do. My emotions are high this morning, and emotions of many people in this community are high. People are hurting. People are afraid for themselves, for our city. We're a community that rises to the top for whatever situation that comes to us. And the mayor and I and the chief and the superintendent are all in. Our hearts bleed for these families, for our children, and what's going on in our community. So I ask everyone to take a deep breath and let's strategically come together and figure out what we're going to do. The police, the chief and his team are doing what they need to do to track down the folks that are causing this rampage of violence in our community. So I'm asking community members, I'm asking those with ideas. I'm available. The mayor's available. Superintendent's available. Let's strategically talk. Right now you're angry. Right now you're afraid. Right now you're hurt. And those are emotions that I'm feeling just as you are. But from this moment, we have to strategically begin to think about what we're going to do moving forward around this. For our children, for our families, for our neighborhoods. And just like anything else, the city of Syracuse is ready to take on this challenge. And we're asking you to join us.
Support them.
Mayor, who's the best
Excuse
person
me,
to...
I have one more thing to say, and then we're going to be done here, folks. Hey, listen, I heard the question about the chief of police, and the mayor's response was not one single person is going to come in and solve this problem. And the mayor's absolutely correct. Don't expect for anyone to come riding in on a white horse to save the city of Syracuse. We have to save ourselves. The things that we need to save ourselves from this exist right now. I will say this, and I really can't go into detail about this, but here it comes. There were some things that occurred in that neighborhood and the days leading up to this that we weren't aware of. Had folks in that neighborhood called the police, we would have been able to intervene. Now, I'm not saying that we would have saved this child's life, but I'm saying to you that I would love to have had a chance to save this child's life. Okay, there's a lot of things that we can do for ourselves that we're not doing for ourselves. When I stand at this podium and I ask for public cooperation, when children are hurt and we don't get the response that we need, then everybody needs to take ownership from this. Okay, so let's make sure that our focus when we leave here today is in the right place. That we can do this together, but we have to come together on this. And yep, we talked about tipping points. Well, we've reached a tipping point, and our emotions and everything else is spilled on the floor. So now's the time, and we're done here.